there, boys, girls, and squirrels. My name is Modstab. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm, a game where we just throw basketballs at people, apparently. Yeah! Today we're going to be playing Azmodan, or Azmodan as he is more affectionately known. The character, like stated before, you just got to throw those baskets. You got to hit them three-pointers, get those free throws, hit the layups. I don't know basketball. Get the field goal, I guess. Anyways, we've been playing through each character in alphabetical order since the globe update has kind of come out. We've been only doing one of these videos for a week, but we may have to double up on the videos if we want to get through all of these throughout the year. And so that being said, before we get too rambly, we will jump right into the Nexus and we'll kind of talk about all that when we get in there. So I'll see you guys when we get in. Oh, dude, I didn't realize he like dribbled between his legs. That was kind of fun. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, friends and family, today we find ourselves on the Volskaya Foundry map on the friendly team Azmodan, Chromie, the Time Dragonian Dragon, Nazebo, Abathur, and Mura Dunson. On the enemy team, Mal'Ganis, Nova, Ghoulish Dan, Tychus, and Tassadork. All right, well, it is what it is. So for those of you who are not familiar with Azmodan, before we get into the battle, his Q ability is Globe of Annihilation, which is an area of effect kind of skill shot, where quite literally you just dunk him, son. On the enemy team, on his second ability, we have Summon Demon Warrior, which is kind of just a way to kind of help you passively push the lane, soak a little extra damage, maybe even a skill shot if you are skilled enough to do so. And his third ability is All Shall Burn, which is a straight, like a point and click ability, where you just channel on an enemy and you damage, and if you can hold it on for the full duration, it will blow up a little bit right at the end. Now that being said, we are going to go ahead and go with Wrath, and we'll explain that choice here in just a minute, but we want to make sure we try to live through this, so we're going to kind of back out just a smidge before we get too crazy, and we're actually going to just pop right up top. Okay, it's a risky business, so we're kind of over it. Now, the reason we picked Wrath at level 1 is because I like the fact that it, not only does it kind of boost, I guess, your auto attacks, for lack of a better term, but it rewards you for auto attacking when people are at 75% health or lower. So what that means is you're going to be able to stack your Globe of Annihilation quest much quicker, which is just kind of like a passive quest that Azmodan does kind of tend to work on. Now, the more you stack this, the more damage your Globe of Annihilation is going to do as the game progresses. So you want to try to get this as quickly as possible, no matter how that has to be stacked. All right. Ooh, baby. Nice little take there. One thing I really do like about Azmodan is you are able to split push lanes with his trait, which is Summon a Demonic Lieutenant. Okay, we're going to drop this back behind him. Okay. So he's playing really passively until he gets his shield, which is very incredibly smart. But we're going to try to make sure we time our Q to when he no longer has his shield. Just keep getting as many stacks as we possibly can. All right, bomb. And so our goal here as Azmodan is to try to split push 2 lanes if possible. Now that does lessen his ability to kind of 1v1 at these early stages, but as the game starts to progress and you have to start contending objectives, especially team fight based objectives, you really find yourself taking a lead, especially in XP and pushing capabilities. So we're going to keep attacking him just to get our stacks. Now the reason we didn't drop a Globe of Annihilation is we wanted to save it for here. And we want to be able to hit as many auto attacks as possible to continue stacking that quest. Now at level 4, we are going to go Battleborn. Long story short, what this does is it gives you a cooldown on auto attacks for your Demon Warriors. So you can summon them much quicker. So we're going to drop this here. There we go. So we get a little bit of value off that. And done. Wow. Okay. We were able to get a little bit of value off of queuing the wave, but we also got value by auto-attacking. All right, don't know what that was, but it is what it is. So now we want to basically keep this Demonic Lieutenant on cooldown. We want to be able to split push a secondary lane basically off cooldown. Now what this does is, in these situations like this where we're getting ready to pose for these team fights, we can really actually force them to kind of contend multiple different lanes. Now what I'm going to do here is just to make sure we can be here and contend as much as possible. I want to be sitting in the middle lane and kind of using our trait to kind of drop off in the top. Okay, so they do have a Nova, so she's going to be incredible at doing some damage here. And we do have to be very careful as they do have some great ways to really... Ooh, we got to get this. They have some great sustained fight damage. Now we're going to drop this here, and then we're going to once again just drop back up on top. We're going to get the sippy cup here so we can stay in this fight. All right. Don't worry, team. We're coming in. We're coming in. Just going to pop it right in the middle. This Tassadar has been fairly easy to predict. We're just going to try to get in here and just do as much work as we can, auto-attacking, knowing that there's a Nova there. But we are hitting that Tassadar just about every time. Stacking off the Nova clone is also a very good thing for us, just like any other hero. Okay, and we want to go ahead and do empowered basic attacks here. Because, like I said, we're going to be basically a Q and auto-attack build is kind of what we're trying to go for. Alright, and that's also going to allow us to split push much, much faster, much more in depth. We're going to drop that here just to keep it pushed up as much as possible. Okay, we're just going to try to get in on this backside, do some work. Don't worry, team. We're good. We're just playing it safe. We don't want to get too crazy. Don't want to get too crazy. But we are going to drop that there and take out the Ghoulish Daniel. Not quite, so did miss that a little bit. However, we have pushed them out pretty hastily. Nice pick there. Alrighty. And we almost are in a position where... Okay, we'll drop it there. Nope, not quite. We're almost in a position where we can drop another Demonic Warrior on top and continue to push with our beautiful, beautiful Abathur. Now, that's where our team is going to have to shine in this one. Now, normally, Azmodan is kind of the sole split pusher. However, with the kind of Abathur here, we do have to make sure we're paying attention to that, and we are aware of that. We're going to drop Q here. Get damage on the tower, but also kind of get a couple stacks off the Q. Now, we do have to be very careful, once again, as they do have that Nova. Tychus is going to get some good value here. Boy, we almost died, but not quite. Good take up there, but our Muradin is a little ham bones right now, especially with all of us at very, very low health. Need you to get out of there, baby boy. Time trap, not the best option. Not entirely sure what he was going for there, I'm going to be real honest with you guys. But it is what it is. We're going to keep Lieutenant right up on that top lane. Like I said, just keep stacking as much as we can. Throw that down. Okay, we want to try to get in here and contend as much. Yeah, Chromie is a bot. Alright, we're just going to try to get in there and do some damage. It doesn't matter to whom. We just need to be doing it. Okay, he did get a couple stacks on me. But we do need to make sure that Chromie is playing as well as possible, even though it is a bot. Now, they are going to be able to get this unless we can jump on it. We're going to Q just to get a little extra damage off while we kind of sustain. Unfortunately, they were able to get it. There goes the Zeebs. I loved you. You are my best friend. Now that we have the Chromie bot here, I guess we're pushing top as pretty heavily. Now, this being a piloted mech that is also hero, our Q should stack off of it once it drops below 75. There we go. We're just going to try to put this down here. Now, we do have to be careful because it will be able to take us out if we don't pay very, very, very close attention. We're going to go ahead and Lieutenant Bottom just to keep that wave stalled as much as possible. We're actually going to go ahead and go with Tide of Sin here. Now, what this does is we activate to empower our next globe. Now, where that's going to come in handy is situations like this, where we want to push the lane out. Okay. Now, we dampened that lane very good. Now, we could have used that on this objective. However, we had 3 of our team up here, so there's no way we should have used it for that purpose. All right. I'm going to drop this down here. No crazy rotations going on, but we are going to get some stacks here. All right. We did get the enemy fort there, which is kind of nice. Dang, dude. That was not good at all. Not good at all, my friend. I tried. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. We're going to go ahead and Lieutenant Mid. Keep getting some harass off. We're going to pop this guy down, and we're going to time it so it hits right as he drops. Nice. Getting a little extra damage there. Feels really good. Now, we do have 105 stacks right now, which we should honestly, quite frankly, be much, much further. But I've been worrying more about trying to contend in these team fights. Our Muradin is absolutely going ham, but kudos to him for doing that with Abathur on here. Okay, Chromie is back to Genos, so we should be in a pretty good spot here. Ooh, I was hoping to... We almost got it, but not quite. All right, so what we're going to try to do here is just defend this a little bit. And pop another warrior. We're going to throw... We're just going to throw this down right here. Just push the lave. And then we should have our cooldown for our lieutenant. And we are going to go ahead and We're going to keep banging the drum up top. Oh, I thought he was going to encroach on me, but he didn't. Just going to take him out, I guess. All right. Now, I'd love to say that that was a great play on my part, but it was just a really big lack of awareness on his. So we got that empowered, so we're going to get some really good stacks here. And this is where Azmodan really shines, that ability to just keep the pressure on. We are going to go ahead and go for... we're going to probably do Demon Warriors, have more health and slow, as that can also help us soak some damage when we are in some crazy nasty team fights, and they have a lot of skill shots. So that's the goal, I should say. I'm going to go ahead and pop this guy, get that empowered autos. There we go, get some stacks. We're at 120, so we're slowly progressing here. But you can really see how like long we're able to stay under these turrets. Like, we stayed way too long, but had they not paid attention, we would have been able to stay under there for quite some time, and just continuing to soak damage with that cooldown reduction. Now, that being said, you never want to stay there as long as I was, you know, as I do it. You know, I did it for research purposes, okay? I wanted to give you guys an example of how not to play this game. But for real, I should have been paying a little bit more attention to the map. So that's my bad. Now, that being said, I think that was our first death. So, I mean, we've done a really decent job of getting some XP, but so has our Abathur. Damage, they've actually, surprisingly, their Tychus has done a really good job of kind of contending that. But just like when we were in the mid, we're going to go ahead and go top with our big ol' Azmodan body. And we're going to go ahead and continue to Lieutenant on the bot lane. So that lane is going to continue to push in very, very heavily. Drop it here. Get some damage. And we're golden. Now we should be able to pretty much zone them out, especially with that pick. It's a great pick. We're going to go ahead and just keep doing this. We're going to all-shell burn this guy just to see if we can't get a little extra healing off. He didn't rotate back. Interesting. Okay, so he did swap, but our Muradonger is a beautiful man. Now, I will go ahead and get that in just a minute, but before I do, we need to boop, shoop-de-whoop. Okay. We're going to go ahead and, like I said, continue to Lieutenant this bottom lane, as we do have our Abathur pushing mid. Now, at level 16, basically, I exclusively go Total Annihilation. Now, I know this is more of a tank killer, as it is a percentage of max health ability, but... that being said, it never hurts to have a percentage base ability just to increase your damage just a touch more. I'm going to go ahead and drop this down here just because I know I stepped way too far forward. Now, once again, that was my bad for trying to go ahead of our objective here. I should have been rotating with our objective. But that's okay. I mean, I make mistakes, and it's just important to make sure that you acknowledge them and that you notice them. So as of right now, the last two mistakes were made because I wasn't paying attention to death timers or the map. So that's an easy fix. Just do it. Big hits there and take him out. Golden. We have an incredible amount of pressure going on in all three lanes. Bottom and mid have been being destroyed by Abathur and yours truly. And we have the top objective team fighting. And he'll be able to kind of pop in there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and pressure mid. We're just going to rotate up, see if we can't help these guys in the objective. Mostly to make sure that when that objective inevitably does fall, that we can help them get out. But they're still getting a really decent amount of value out of it. Okay, we're almost there, team. We're almost there. Okay, we're just going to try to get this in there. It's getting nothing too crazy. Okay, we should have a handful of us here. We're going to go ahead and all-shell burn this guy. Because we want to be able to get some big damages off. I'm going to pop it here, and that should be a good amount of damage. Perfect. Demon Warrior is almost ready, so we can go ahead and drop that bad boy mid. And we are. Alrighty, so we got two keeps at the same time, and we should be in here able to kind of really pressure their core. I'm going to be kind of just chilling a little bit here because we don't have much team assistance. There we go. There we go. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we're just going to get in here. We're going to try to hit the core and them at the same time. Making sure we're getting as much value as possible. We did not finish our quest. However, we were able to get a large amount of value. I don't know what this guy is doing here, but more power to him, I guess. What exactly is he doing? Ooh, unstoppable. That was a nice call on his part. We do need to back out here. So we're going to go ahead and just do this. And we're going to go ahead and drop that. Bomb. And that's roasted. We're going to go ahead and go with a title of Sin, damage, and reduce armor over time, which is golden. And boom. That should be it. Double, double, double. No double, unfortunately. All right, and that's game. All right, so not like the most amazing game ever played of Azmodan, going to be honest. But we were able to kind of showcase how much you can really push those 2 lanes. Now, we did have the perfect kind of team comp to be able to do that with the Abathur really wreaking some havoc. So we permanently had pressure in all 3 lanes. Now, that being said, 2 of those lanes were really heavily contended by yours truly. Now, this Abathur did outstanding, and so he's going to get a lot of credit for this. I'm surprised he actually didn't make MVP, I'm going to be honest. But with this build on Azmodan, you can really put the pressure on your team. Now, there's 2 deaths in particular that I really flubbed up on, but that's something you just got to be aware of. You know, just got to pay attention, got to get yourself in the mindset of, okay, like, I know we're split pushing, but we need to be able to kind of contend with that. So that being said, we're going to go through the build, and if you guys want to follow along, we went with Wrath at level 1. At level 4, we went with Battleborn. 7, we went ahead and went with Bombardment. 10, we went Tide of Sin because this is better for team fighting. Demonic Invasion, I think, is incredible for like kind of a crazy heavy split push build Azmodan. At 13, we did go ahead and go with Brutish Vanguard. Now, if you wanted to get a little extra healing out of Azmodan, give him some kind of self-sustain, maybe you're kind of up against a bruiser, Cydia's Kiss is a great option to get that sustain. And then at level 16, we went with Total Annihilation because we want that extra percentage-based damage. At 20, we went ahead and went here just for that armor and damage, armor reduction and extra damage. Now, if you did a much better job of stacking, this is the ability you want to go with because holy moly, 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 can you really inflict some pain with that. But that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me in today's episode. Let me know what you thought of the build. And if you guys have any tricks or tips on Azmodan, obviously outside of map awareness, I'm fully aware of my lack of map awareness. Now, one kind of tip, I think, if I remember correctly, I actually heard this tip from Pallytime, is when you're practicing, set a timer to go off every 15 to 20 seconds. Make it beep when you're playing the game. And every time that beeps, you check your map. And you just get in the habit of checking the map. It's just like any other game where you get in the habit or get in the routine of doing something. You will do it without even being cognizant of it. And it'll make you just that much better of a player because awareness is what takes a lot of people to the next level. Now, that being said, I'm going to show my filthy little cake hole. But if you are not a member of the community, you've made it this far, go ahead and hit the subscribe button because I'd love to see you guys there. If you are a member of the community and you have not done so, please hit the bell notification icon. We got all the icons here. Why? Because we upload content every Monday through Friday, and we do live stream every Wednesday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, last Wednesday, we had a kind of Overwatch extravaganza. We had some viewers, some subscribers of the channel, and some of my friends just in general. They joined us in the game, and we set out with the task of finding out whether we could improve our skills in Overwatch in a 7-hour period. Needless to say, I think the data is conclusive, but we will be releasing a video about that. This coming Wednesday, as in 2 days from now, we are going to be doing a Satisfactory extravaganza, probably rehauling our Satisfactory factory and maybe optimizing things for a little bit better performance there. But that is for a later time. However, like I said, I'm going to shut my filthy little cake hole. But remember, I love you guys, and we will see you next time. Toodles!